To quote the famous Charlie Brown, good grief. I'm Charles Rentham with my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling Sakura Genesis 2021 event. The only thing I'll tell you that I was thinking during the show is I'm glad I didn't watch it live. As for what I liked, what I didn't like, you gotta wait to find out. Please let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. 2 card rundowns, one in video form, and then Hiromu suddenly shows up. He's a few months away from coming back from that torn pec, but he talks about how he's interested to see who the new X is going to be in the United Empire. Is it a case of the X? Is Maya going to come over and perform live in front of the New Japan crowd at Dominion? That would be very weird. Would anybody get that? Does anybody know what song I'm talking about? Please let me know in the comments. Let me know that I'm not the only person who thinks of obscure song references. So then he talks about Yo's return, talks about Will Ospreay not being human, being a dirty, stinking cat. You know how you take care of dirty, stinking cats? You give them a wash. Wash Daryl. Daryl deserves a goddamn wash. Plushies deserve to be loved. That sounded a lot less dirty in my head, but oh, Japan, that probably means something else over there. Dangerous Tekker, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi with Doki took on Guerrillas of Destiny and Gedo. Yeah, Gedo does not need to be in the ring. Yeah, he's in great shape, but he can't bump at all. He bumps like Gary Hart in the early 80s. You know, Gary Hart after that plane crash where he wasn't going to bump all that much. And Gedo, yeah, he looks great, but come on, he should not be in a fucking ring. Zack Sabre Jr. is a joy to watch. Taichi decides to do the choking, the Greco-Roman throat hold. That was kind of a funny line. And the Iron Fingers get brought out. Oh, great. It was getting kind of old with Iska, but it is what it is. Taichi's taking that over. And then suddenly Zack Sabre Jr. gets the roll up, you know, the bridge pin, and just beautiful bridge, but he does the too sweet thing, mocking that. Great shit. Zack Sabre Jr., a little shit, but a tremendous wrestler, one of my favorite wrestlers to watch, whether it's a multi-man match or a singles match. That guy's so fucking great. He does that, and then Taichi wants the Iron Fingers back. The referee's like, no. Then he hands them to the chairman of New Japan. New Japan chairman says, you know what? No. You can't play nice with your toys. You can't play nice with everybody. You're choking everybody. We're going to take your toy away. You're in timeout, young man. And so that was the end of that. We then get a 10-man tag with Bullet Club members Evil, Kenta, Yujiro, Ishimori, and Dick. Great. Dick's in the New Japan ring again. Just what we didn't goddamn need. Taking on Chaos members Okada, Yano, Ishii, Goto, and Yoshihashi. One funny line from Gino Gambino here. Because Kenta and Yoshihashi are fighting over the bow staff because they are apparently deciding, I'm the ultimate Ninja Turtle Donatello fan. No, I'm the ultimate Ninja Turtle Donatello fan. That's easy for me to say twice. And he says, how dare you judge the love between a man and his stick? Which got me laughing. I had to pause the show for 5 minutes because I'm immature like that. There's a jump start, 5 men repeatedly stroking and pounding Dick in a New Japan ring. Not in that movie I saw online once by mistake. Always delete your history, kids. Always delete. Or go incognito. Or maybe don't tell that stuff on the YouTube video. But whatever. I don't fucking care. I'm going to have some fun with this. So it was fine. Yoshihashi got targeted. Breaks down. And then Yano decides that Dick should not be circumcised. And puts the hood on him. Low blows him. Low blows Evil. Gets the roll up 1, 2, 3. Okay. At least the right guy took the pin. So we then get it's LIJ members Naito, Shingo, and Sonata, and they're taking on the Great Cobb, which is, you know, Jeff Cobb, and the Great Khan, one of the biggest sacks of shit that I've ever seen in a New Japan ring. Seriously, one of the worst gimmicks. The guy can't work. It's just so fucking bad. It's so fucking cartoonish and ridiculous. Why does he have the Riddler's wank cloth over his face? To get it? The question mark thing. So anyway, who is the mysterious X, the case of the X? It's Hanare, or Aaron Hanare. I love Hanare, and I'm glad Hanare is getting featured. Finally, they're utilizing him like they should. He can be a good face, but you know what? If he needs to be a heel for a while to do something, to pick up the slack because the Great Khan can't fucking do anything, I'm all for it. I love Hanare. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with him. At least have him win the Never Openweight Championship while in this crew. Or maybe, you know, have him and Jeff Cobb win the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Just something. You need to give Hanare a championship. Don't hotshot it. Build it, but Hanare's worked really hard. He's one of my favorites in New Japan. Very underutilized, and I get it, last year because of the pandemic, he wasn't able to be utilized all that much until later in the year, but I'm so happy to see this, and he can pick up the slack for the Great Khan, who is shit. He's dog shit. Khan can't fucking do anything. So Shingo couldn't even get anything out of him during this. And then we get a tour of the islands on Sonata, and Hanare's new finisher is a DVD. So he gets that victory. Good stuff. He pins Sonata. That's a big deal because Sonata means something to New Japan fans. And it would have meant something if they had put Bushi in here, but the fact that he pinned Sonata, that's a big goddamn deal. Finally shows that maybe they're having faith in Hanare, which they should have had a while ago, in my opinion. But he has earned it. His hard work is appreciated. Can't wait to see what else he does. There's beatdown afterwards, just further cement Hanare as a member of the United Empire. He's already leaped up ahead of Gedo Khan. And again, I think this bottle has leaped up, above the Gedo Khan because the bottle is somehow more charismatic. Anyway, Hiromu, during the, and I listen to the English commentary feed, but they, shot because they're doing it remote, they shot the Japanese commentary team, including Miki Moitoi. Man, Miki just looks really good. Really good. Really, really good. Really loves that, that big hoss fight action. But Hiromu is just keeps doing the Alice in Wonderland cat grin, just keeps looking at the camera, look down, just look back, he's a little shit and it's just a goddamn treasure. He really is. So we get Jay White and Bad Luck Fale with Gedo versus Tanahashi and Kojima. Tanahashi refused Jay White's offer to wrestle for the Never Openweight Championship. So, okay, we have this tag match. Now, I have no desire to see Jay versus Tana because I haven't really cared for any of the matches they've done. That being said, I get why they're doing this. Fale is wiped out. This match kept going. This was a recurring thing. Now, this show probably only went about 3 hours and change. And yes, since it was a big event, I can understand why it would go. But they probably should have put a 7th match on here. Maybe the Young Lions in the opener. Maybe you could have done something like that. But anyway, lariat from Kojima, high fly flow, 1, 2, 3. Fale gets pinned. And then Tana ends up locking Jay in the Cloverleaf, which Texas Cloverleaf, and he talks about that. He says, you know what, Jay? Now that I got my confidence back and I made you tap out even though it was afterwards, I think we could have that match. So we're probably going to get either at the 2-night event at the end of April or Wrestling Dontaku. I think Wrestling Dontaku would be the better call, but I have a feeling they're going to have it on one of those two. I don't remember. It's Satsumi no Kuni, I think is what it is, which should be interesting. It was like Hino Kuni, except they're spreading it out over 2 nights. So anyway, cool. Maybe Tana will retain and Jay won't win a championship. I know that some people like Jay, but I think Tanahashi should have a long run with the Never Openweight Championship to build up the credibility. Even though a lot of great people have held it, you give it a long run and you give some good matches, you might actually be able to elevate that title. Especially after you absorb the Intercontinental and the Heavyweight Championship. Don't worry, I'll talk about that in a bit. New Roppongi 3K intro. It kind of reminded me of From Nights to Dreams. If you get that reference, I love you guys. So, Despy and Kanemaru versus Roppongi 3K. Sho and Yo, IWGP Junior Tag Titles. Boy, they're revisiting this again, because they have no other teams besides ELP and Ishimori. Who else do they have in the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Division? Genuine question. They really need to think about not having these titles around. Like, just have them compete for the heavyweight. I know that they're big on classes there and, weight divisions. But seriously, you don't have enough teams. Yo's first match in 9 months. He moved well. I like this match. I would have liked this match a lot more if it was 5 minutes shorter. They did some good psychology working on Yo's knee. Could Yo's knee take the pressure after being off 9 months and not having a match? Cool. It was good stuff, but it just went on a bit too long. Now, good psychology. It wasn't just flips and dives and leg slaps and everything and super kick party. Because, these guys are actually wrestlers. So what happened, though, is it just dragged a little bit. Now, 3K on Despy. We get a superplex on Yo for 2. Huge clothesline. Strong X, but Despy breaks that up. And then eventually, twisting double arm. I don't know what the fuck you call that. I really don't. He picks him up in a double arm and does a twist. 1, 2, 3. Okay. New IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Cool for Yo and Sho. And Yo seemed very gracious afterwards, but he wants a shot at Despy. He wants to become Yo 2 belts. It sounds like Yo-Yo... No. Anyway. Good stuff. Just would have been better if it had been a little bit shorter. Now we get to... Well, I hate the new IWGP Heavyweight Championship belt. World Heavyweight Championship belt. It reminds me of a mix between, like, Cody's neck tattoo and the Divas Championship, the butterfly title. That really shit championship that nobody liked. It looked like something you get out of a Cracker Jack box or out of a little toy thing you get out of one of those, coin machines at an arcade. One of those little things you stick like 4 quarters in and you get a prize. That's what it reminded me of. So, I hate that. Now we get to Will Ospreay versus Ibushi. Fortunately, B was not there. I guess B has left Stardom, so everybody in Stardom is safe. And I don't really care for B. Now, I made my views on Will Ospreay well known. For a variety of reasons, I can respect the guy's talent. The guy is great in the ring. There is no denying how great he is in the ring. No denying how great Ibushi is in the ring, even though he hates his own goddamn neck. Now, the Empire was at ringside eventually, which includes Aaron Hanare. It's going to take a bit for me to get used to calling him Aaron Hanare. And Jeff Cobb, and then Sakura Okan, who thankfully doesn't have the Riddler's wank cloth all over his face. So anyway, big fight feel. It starts slow, picks up, Ibushi does it. There was good psychology to this. There was actually some good psychology. This is a well-worked match. I don't think it's going to be on my favorite matches of the year list, and I will explain why. But it was good. It was good for the most part. Now, there were times where I was like, okay, about 30 minutes. I think it went like 31 minutes. Will targeted the neck and back. He even did the backdrop onto the barricade like he did to Shingo at New Japan Cup Finals. And he wants a count out, but he can't get a count out. Ibushi gets his neck targeted. Ibushi, gets hard kicks in because Ibushi can kick like cannon fire. And then Ibushi hits the nose, so, Will had that broken nose and stuff like that. Hits the last right for 2. We get a forearm battle, roaring forearm from Will. We get a reverse Bloody Sunday for 2, with just basically an inverted DDT, diving. And then we get a shooting star press to the back, and then another for 2. Ibushi drops Ospreay. Just drops him hard. I mean, a lot of good hits here. Though there was one point where it was a little scary, where I think Ibushi was just selling his back, at least I hope so. So he tried to pick him up for that long dart, but he couldn't hold him. So I hope Ibushi's all right. I hope he's just selling. We get a Poison Rana. Will Ospreay lands with his feet, lands on his feet off the ropes, which was kind of a cool moment. A little bit of a callback to what they did, I believe, for Road to Tokyo Dome. Great camera work on that. Less great camera work here, but it is what it is. And then another, why do the Poison Ranas? I'm sick of them. And then we get the Os Cutter. We get 2 Kamigoyes, and for 2, oh no, leaping knee strike by Ospreay. Hidden Blade. Stormbreaker 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks for coming, Ibushi. I understand there are some people that are probably happy that Will Ospreay won the championship, and I will say this. As far as match quality, having Will Ospreay be champion over Jay White is a better move. But I'm going to explain why I hate this. And I'm going to explain why I understand why other people hate this. Yes, Will's outside the ring antics and stuff like that. But let's just say we completely take that away. Let's just say we push that to the side. Even though I can't push it to the side and a lot of other people can't. You just focus on the in-ring. Ibushi got, he lost the G1 finals in 2018. Okay. He had matches at Wrestle Kingdom. He won the 2019 G1 and then lost at Wrestle Kingdom. And Naito became Naito 2 belts. That didn't help Ibushi. Then the pandemic. Then he won the G1. Then he lost the briefcase to Jay White. Then he got shoehorned in on the thing for, Wrestle Kingdom 15, which was shit. It was shit because you didn't have to shoehorn Jay White in there, in my personal opinion. But then you should have given Ibushi a long run. Had this been at Dominion, which, yes, I know was only another couple months. Had this been even, in August. Had this been at the end of the G1. Well, actually, I think his G1's going to be in October. Ibushi should have had this championship for a goddamn year. If Will had lost, I don't think this would have damaged Will. Oh, you had to pull the trigger on Will. They said they had to pull the trigger on Evil last year, and it was rolling the dice, and it came out snake eyes. And guess what? A lot of people are going to be pissed off by this. I'm not happy about it. I'm going to pull back even more on reviewing New Japan. And people can be happy about this. You can be happy about this all you goddamn well want. That's cool. I'm not saying that anybody's wrong if they like this. But it's hard to defend New Japan when they keep going problematic people like this. And even though Will is great in the ring, and he's great in the ring. He was my second favorite wrestler of 2019 for a damn good reason. Right behind Okada. But there is a big divide among fans that are willing to put up with a lot of shit. And Gedo is gambling. Now, you can make a bunch of small mistakes. You can make very few big ones. You make enough big ones, you're not just going to burn the fans. You're going to scorch them. They're going to stay away. And then you're going to have less and less people tuning in. Now, I'm not canceling my New Japan subscription because I'm not going to be like that. Because I didn't cancel the WWE Network, and now it's on Peacock, and good God, that's ridiculous. But I didn't cancel it when they did all their bullshit. I didn't stop watching AEW because of some of the bullshit they've done. I didn't even stop watching WCW as it was, even when things got really goddamn bad. You really have to try hard to turn me away. But as far as being invested in what New Japan is doing going forward, they're playing with fire. They're going to get burned. They're going to scorch themselves, scorch the backs of fans. Fans are going to leave. because a lot of people were not happy. Now, yes, I know people really couldn't cheer. They did gasp quite a bit, but a lot of people were just like not even applauding much. I mean, they did applaud. Will was like calling out Okada because he wants revenge for Wrestle Kingdom. And then Shingo interrupts. And everyone wants revenge. And then Shingo says, well, how about I face you, and then when I beat you, I beat Okada. And then Ospreay says, nah, I got a better idea. I face you, Shingo, and then I'm coming for you. Okay, so we're probably getting Ospreay and Shingo at Dontaku, and we're probably getting Ospreay and Okada at Dominion. Now, if Okada's got that bad back, I don't think he's weighing at Dominion. Because I think that would be a little bit bad to rely on him to be champion, to deliver these big matches, if he is so hurt. But ultimately, this show is very disappointing. Because for a 3-hour, 10-minute show, it just felt like, wow, really? You're going to do that? Thanks? You can't really rebuild Ibushi after this. He's had enough chances. Now he's damaged in a lot of fans' eyes. He can still deliver great matches. I'm not saying he can't ever win the title back, but the shine's off. 3 months, and that's the best you can fucking do. And you're going to give it to Will Ospreay, who, I'm sorry, he's fine. But now they already made him the Miz in this goddamn thing. Because you got Shingo and Okada that are going to do their stuff. It's like when Rock and Cena had their thing, and then Miz did, Miz was like, made the third wheel, and he was the goddamn champion. I think Will is going to lose it by Dominion. Now, whether he loses it to Shingo or whether he loses it to Okada is subject to debate. And actually, they got those 2 stadium shows coming up in May, so maybe Okada beats him then. Who the fuck knows? What do you guys think of this event? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.